Well, we gradually increased the volume since we always had drought. This being a dry region, the largest volume. This is what flooded everything. So from the bridge in 23rd year, 24th last year, all of this here, well, asphalt, none of this was here. It was all just a sea.
Well, historically, what was grown here in general?
It was always called a vegetable state farm before. All the frigates were here, everything was standing. In the 2000s, all of this,
It all taken apart for scrap metal?
it was dismantled, dug up, and even the tracks, all the pipes were excavated. The storage facilities completely. So it was a working system, everything was operational, the equipment, everything was there, and it was all quickly turned in for scrap metal. The city is nearby, and so they took everything away. Yes, the slabs, these blocks, everything was bought up cheaply and taken away.
A watermelon farm, perhaps?
No, there's also a small private owner here. They grow cabbage, beets.
Watermelon's cabbage.
Cabbage, yes. Cabbage, beets, carrots. He has 3 hectares left.
One is left, and our main one.
And the water is standing because the ground is frozen, right?
No, it's flooding. Well, there was an overflow. Now it's starting to recede. This is the Kumak River. There's the bridge and the river's floodplain.
Is this the one that overflowed last year?
No, it was the Ural that overflowed last year. The Kumak River, it goes on the other side towards the Ural. We'll drive up to it soon. This is the Kumak River. A small river. Floodplain. So this is the Kumak River. And that forest is the Ural River. There. The floodplain was flooded on the left side towards Orsk, our fields.
I see.
The circular one is standing. Do you see? There. Last year, right here, it was all covered. The water was probably about 3.5 meters high. The current came, nothing was visible. The trees were sticking out. The water just came in a flash. We lived on a boat there because everything was lying around. There were canisters, barrels with all rubber, wheels. It all started to rise, started to float away. We were gathering, catching it.
Was it scary?
Scary is an understatement. First of all, you don't know how it will all behave. You see, the water keeps rising. Plus, there were looters around here.
The water started to gradually recede. Sprinklers are still in the water. Over there further is the second one. There it is. More or less visible. These are our fields. Striker. The first circular one. Heads first into the sea. Everything is in the water, in the sea. And this is the sea. All the sprinklers have sunk. The kettle is flying. Where there should be potatoes, tequilas, trees are floating. We will probably plant rice this year.
We just lived there in the boat. Fortunately, guys, the team more or less came together during this time here. All the guys are young, all locals. Well, over so many years, we've already gotten used to it there. And a huge thank you. No one has abandoned this. We're all here by choice.
And what problems are there with people in general? With laborers or with specialists too?
We mainly involve people in cleaning, and therefore there are some issues with them. Previously, almost 100% of the cleaning was done manually. Now we're gradually acquiring equipment, but people are still, especially qualified ones, so to speak, more or less tractor drivers. Drivers are a real problem.
Alexandras, what problems are there this year? The planting hasn't started yet. Are there any at all?
This year we have problems with seeds in general.
Yes, dear friends, if anyone has seeds, potatoes, what kind of seeds?
Gala.
Gala. If anyone has Gala seeds, please support farmer Shcherbakov in the Orenburg region. I would be grateful. That's the main variety, right?
Yes, yes, yes. It's in demand and the market requires it from us. Like the red ones, the ones with skin don't sell. Everyone tried Gala. It's very tasty for us. Beautiful, tasty. This forest, this is the Ural River. It flows here. This is all the floodplain. These are the bales. All of this was brought here last year. So this is not ours. Upstream farmers also mowed here, leaving it to be taken away later. In general, everything was swept away. Trees were dragged in. Fields were eroded. The topsoil was washed away somewhere. Ravines were washed out. Here, our fields begin.
Overall excellent. Well, the fields are so even, right?
Yes, 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 yes. I say the city of Orsk is shining nearby, you see.
Uh-huh.
We have circular machines installed. The plan was to continue, like in the state farm, where more circular machines can be installed. Well, about 500 hectares can be irrigated and cultivated. Yes. Right. Please make sure to safely and cautiously turn left at this point. There used to be a labor camp here called Enthusiast.
Uh-huh.
There were barracks, canteens, and hangars. Right here you can. All of it was destroyed. In the 2000s, only the foundation remained.
Leave it for me there. What are you talking about?
They earn their bread. We have repairs here. That's why I say the main equipment was taken away. Here, everything that...
Is it like MTZ, right? Field station.
Yes, a field station. Here, we basically sort everything right away. Oh, blep. So we don't have to transport it to the warehouse. That's it. We leave the soil right here in the field to avoid moving it back and forth. Then in 2019, we acquired a new planter, a ridge former, and we got a TR combine. The equipment is certainly good. Some agro trade company supplied it to us.
Dear friends, we are visiting Alexander Shcherbakov, the head of a farm in the Orenburg region, Orsk district. Alexander, good afternoon.
Hello?
Since when have you been involved in, well, working in agriculture?
Well, I've been working since 2003. We started with, well, small volumes. So the farm was officially established on April 13, 2016. And that's it. And since then we have been developing and expanding.
Why potatoes?
Well, there was always a state farm here. It used to be called a vegetable farm. They grew potatoes, vegetables, the whole bush set. So that's why we chose the direction of potatoes. They also grew cabbage, and they sowed carrots and beets. Well, we decided, in general, due to a lack of people, we also switched to a monoculture of potatoes.
I see. And how much last year, this year? I know last year there was a problem with flooding, right? So,
Yes, in 23. It wasn't flooding, but rain. We couldn't harvest the entire crop. It all drowned. We couldn't harvest it at all. And in 24, the Ural River completely flooded us. Everything was washed away here. Last year, we plant 150 hectares. We grow. That's it.
but were there any government support measures?
Yes, they helped us a lot. They compensated us for our losses, most of it, but the money went to pay off loans and leases. That's it.
Were you able to harvest anything? Any part of the crop?
Well, we did harvest, yes, but after the flood, the fertile layer was completely washed away. Therefore, the quality of the potatoes was not very good, so to speak, and we couldn't preserve them in good condition. Therefore, it's difficult to sell now, and the price is lower, and so...
But there is still demand for potatoes, right?
Well, yes, there is demand, mainly for processing in general. Previously, the market would take everything, but now we're mostly trying to process everything.
Processing into what?
Here, canteens, kindergartens, schools take them. Washing, peeling.
There is a need.
Yes.
Are there any increases planned for this year, or are you staying the same?
No, I think at least to maintain what we have. Yes.
It's no secret. What are the plans for the future?
Will it be possible to survive if, God willing, everything goes well there? Well, I think we plan to only increase because our city is large, with almost 250,000 residents. Plus, our region is the east of Orenburg, where mainly grains are grown, and there is mining along with potatoes. So, 90% of our potatoes are imported. Therefore, the market is large, and there is work to be done.
Alexander, what was the most, I don't know, interesting discovery for you when you started potato farming, and now in general? And what was the most pleasant thing?
Well, when you develop, acquire equipment, how does all this feel? How to say it correctly? Well, it really pleases the soul.
When you grow and develop, yes, of course.
So you work, you just feel like going to work. You see what you're doing, that it's all not in vain. So,
Alexander, thank you very much for finding the time to show us. We talked off camera and so on. I really wish you a good harvest this year with a good price, and that the weather doesn't let you down, that there was irrigation at the right time, sunshine at the right time, and you harvested the full yield. Thank you very much. Maxim.